Hey, OG Pick-Me's.
What's going on, guys?
We just wanted to give you a little
money
hot goss.
ballin' bitches.
Oh yeah, of course. We only included the OG Pick-Me's, but technically everyone is a member of the OG Pick-Me
That is
cult.
true.
It's just that we have our like council, which is the big money ballin' bitches.
Yes, you're right.
That's what they are, the council.
I love that.
Yeah, I like that too. So we just wanted to give you a little PIPIN hot goss before we record your mini because Taylor is still kind of slacking on the 84. I fixed the audio problem. Yeah. It's just I need to edit it now to make sure that it is fixed all the way through.
That.
I don't know if it's us violently punching our mics as many times as we have over the years.
Yeah, that's true.
That could be it, but
could be the case.
Could be the case. But guys, let's talk about it.
Yeah, actually, why don't you tell them what the fuck happened today?
Yeah, I would love to fucking tell you what happened today.
This is Taylor's villain origin story.
Like, and every time it comes back up into my life, it hits me like a train.
Yeah.
It derails everything that I have like.
But I really think that
this one's good.
Kind of good.
This one's like the best that's come from it. This is the one where I'm like, I've been waiting for this one to drop.
I've been waiting for this one.
I've been waiting for this one. But I will say, just when it comes back up, I'm always like clenching my pearls a little bit. You know what I mean? So
and for good reason, because they put your fucking face all over the news.
All over.
And they attack creeps and cries.
And then they started attacking creeps and cries.
Chill the fuck out,
that was too fucking far, actually. Don't talk about my child.
Do not
get my child's name out your fucking mouth. Like right now.
Or we will Smith it.
We will Smith you. So,
but can't write us up on an article.
If you're, I hope they kind of do. Like, a part of me wishes that this episode would get leaked from beyond the paywall of Patreon, so that this can be written about, and the source be Creeps and Crimes podcast.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
And then a bunch of people would have to come behind the paywall to come listen to it.
Yes.
So that would be the goal in all of it. I'm not going to go in too deep on it because it literally just came out like an hour ago. So I don't know everything about it. But as you guys know, I've talked about it at length on here, is that I was a part of the quote unquote recruiting scandal at the University of Tennessee.
Dirty fucking dog.
Dirty fucking dog. McDonald's bags. Oh my God. And
giving kids money.
I was fired in it horrifically. They had our faces everywhere, our names. They did a Where Are They Now piece 2 times. And the second time, Creeps and Crimes caught some stray bullets.
Yeah, we
Or
did.
I think both times. It was just the first Where Are They Now?
It was like no name. It was just like,
it was like host a podcast.
Host of a podcast.
And then the next one was change of the name from Hooker to Fetzner, which if you don't know, which you're on Patreon, you fucking know. I literally only changed my name from Hooker to Fetzner because of this situation.
Yeah.
So I was fired in that massive recruiting scandal that the recruiting department, the majority of the recruiting department didn't even catch a single charge on once the investigation was completed by the NCAA.
And not to mention though, like Taylor was the poster child for this.
Yeah.
If it wasn't the head coach, it was fucking Taylor. And it was weird.
It was so
like,
weird.
They're like, let's pick who had like bare minimum compared to everybody else in involvement.
Like,
and
stupid.
It was, I mean, like she was the headline.
I literally was like the picture, like when you would Google like UT staff fired, it would pop up my fucking face. Like,
well, you shapeshift, so
I do shapeshift. So luckily for me, I don't even
You'd
look
be
like that.
I don't know that person.
I've never met that girl a day in my life. She might be my long lost cousin, but I don't know her. So, anyways, they released today. It came out today that Jeremy Pruitt, who was the head coach that I worked under, is now suing the NCAA for like $100 million. Was it $100 million? $100 million in like damages plus like not getting paid out. Looking back, once the investigation was completed, they really didn't have any cause to fire me. The only reason I was caught in the crosshairs is because it was a recruiting scandal, and on the weekends,
recruiting department,
I was the assistant director of football recruiting, and I had been there for a really long time. And the specific dates that they were investigating, I was present there, though I was not the host or the direct contact for the recruits that were visits that were being investigated. Mm-hmm. I just happened to fucking be there. So guilty by association, I guess. And that's,
they did you dirty.
Yeah, they did me so dirty. Ruined literally my entire life. I literally thought I was never going to recover, but in all of that, Creeps and Crimes was there to save me. So I just want to point out a few things.
Was rebirthed.
Truly, that was at first it was like, oh, this is fun. We're just doing this for funsies. And then it was like, no, this literally has to work because Taylor has nothing else to live for.
And it did.
And it did. And it did. And that willpower, hopefully this will just re-spark it.
Yes.
And then we'll wake up tomorrow plus the manifestations and we're number one on every chart.
That's right.
That's right. That's exactly where I'm at with it. So the headline is that former Tennessee coach Jeremy Pruitt is suing the NCAA for $100 million, claiming the association, quote, conspired with Tennessee to make him a sacrificial lamb. And that is 100. That is not a misleading headline. That is 100,000 fucking %. This is my first time ever speaking out about it in this much. With this much rage behind me. And who knows, I might even take out a little bit of the things that I say, but I don't think I am, because it's raw. Like, I need to fucking Patreon. Like, I can say whatever I want to say. But that is not misleading at all in any way, shape, or form. That is exactly what happened. And I'm going to explain to you why it happened this way. So this is what the article says. And this article is from on3.com, which broke the story. And the second this came out, it was like Sports Center, fucking Knox News. I don't even know if they even have an article out on it, but like Yahoo.
Well, they will, and it'll have your face on it.
Yeah.
But they can't.
It'll literally have my face on it. So it says, like, oh yeah, on3.com, Yahoo Sports, Bleacher Report, Sporting News, Football Scoop, Saturday Down South, Sports Illustrated, CBS Sports. Within like 20 minutes of this coming out, yeah. So anyways.
I mean, that's a huge allegation for a lawsuit, is that the NCAA conspired with
and
the
he has the proof for it.
To basically make him like the guinea pig and the show cow. Like, here, this is what's going to happen if you continue to do it. We're going to do it with the University of Tennessee. We're knocking Jeremy Pruitt out because Tennessee wanted him out anyway.
Well, yeah, no, Tennessee wanted him out anyway. They wanted to get out of their contract with him because they didn't
and
like
they were in
how
the shits with the NCAA.
Well, they were in the shits with their boosters. Let's not get it twisted. The University of Tennessee at that point in time was in trouble with Greg Sankey with SEC and also NCAA. And then on top of that, the heads at the university, Dondi Plowman, Randy Boyd, president, and what is she?
Chancellor.
She and him were getting a lot of bullshit along with Philip Fulmer, but Philip Fulmer had to retire 2 seconds before they fired Pruitt. When that hit the news, within 15 minutes, I was taken into the office, escorted out of the building, not to my car though.
Treated like a criminal.
Treated like a fucking criminal.
Pulled into interrogation.
They said, anything that you don't collect from your desk in the next 5 minutes, we'll have to ship to your house. And I walk outside. They have someone escort me out of the fucking building. Mind you, someone I've worked with for as long as I've been there. And don't forget that, it looks like on paper I was only assistant director. Prior to that, I was recruiting coordinator. Before that, I worked in the office as a student. Before that, I worked as vol team, which is the hostess for the football program. Then before that, in fact, I was there before Pruitt and all of them.
What haven't you done?
Literally, what haven't I done, Morgan? Exactly. I even worked at the fucking admissions office. Anyways, Plowman and President Boyd were in trouble getting it up the ass from the fucking boosters and the donors and everyone, because no one was happy with A, the season, B, Pruitt's coaching style, even though he was a first-time coach and they knew that when they hired him, first-time head coach, and he's a defensive coordinator prior to that at Alabama, Georgia, and so many other places I can't even fucking list off. But the point is that they didn't like his coaching style and they personally did not like him. Period.
Right.
And because he was a good old boy. He was not gonna sit around and lick all the assholes of these massive boosters and donors for the University of Tennessee like every other coach does before him, which is kind of where Pruitt fucked up. You kind of have to do that. But he wasn't in there kissing everyone's asses the way that they wanted their asses to be kissed. So they were going above his head and being like, well, he's not. He's just bread and butter. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's never tried asparagus. Like, what are we talking about right now? Yes, this man is bread and butter. He is as bread and butter as it comes. And also, he was no bullshit in terms of like just the way that we recruited. It was football. So they had to use the assistant coaches and the recruiting staff, to make it competitive with like LSU, Oregon, Alabama,
Georgia,
these massive very recruiting forward, like have sponsorships from Nike that make custom shoes for all the players and have like state of the art facilities, which we had when Butch was with us because it was brand new, but it was becoming outdated. And because Pruitt wasn't kissing asses the way that everyone wanted him to be kissing asses, no one was willing to give us any fucking money ever to update the facilities. And they're like, why are you not getting all the 5-star recruits? Because this shit's lame. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's so embarrassing. They're like, well, we have this shoe wall. Whoa.
Wow.
Oh my God. There's air conditioning purifying units within the lockers at the facility. Whoa.
That should be a standard.
That's a standard because it's literally disgusting and y'all all have ringworm.
Yeah.
Like, sorry. So anyways, they just had it out for him and us because
and also, the University of Tennessee doesn't even have its own football facility. Like, this is
right.
an all-sports
we share
facility.
it with everyone else because that's the only way that you can get the approval. Yeah. There's so many things that I could go off on about this. But point being is that they had it out for Pruitt for a long time. So they had, the university was doing an internal investigation and had our own, like, people narking on shit that, by the way, okay, everyone does, but this quote from the article was truly just like the chef's kiss of it all. And this is where I'm going to end it because, again, this is just now rolling out, but I'm fucking so happy that this is happening. I hope Pruitt,
they need to be held fucking accountable.
Well, because it's just,
and the fact that the university was like,
what do you mean? This was going on here
under our eyes.
The lack of integrity with all these people literally was saying that, like, I lack integrity and like grouping me into this group. And I'm like, you had no charges on me.
Yeah.
There's nothing that I did. These were not even my recruits. These people that you're looking into, I didn't even work under those coaches. Yes, did I technically work underneath them? Yes, but we were all assigned different people.
Yeah.
So Jeremy Pruitt may be the last coach in America to be punished for impermissible player benefits at the end of it all, because he was. He will be.
Read that one more time.
So in history, Jeremy Pruitt is going to be the last college football coach that is punished for impermissible player benefits. So because NIL was passing, that's what they got us on, was us prepping for the changeover to NIL, which is name, image, and likeness, that the players should be paid for their name, image, and likeness. Mm-hmm. Because of course, they 100% should, because it kind of is grouped into that thing that's going on with, like, children, having your children on social media and having your children have all these followers simply because you're children, then they need to benefit from this. The parents doesn't cut it. So the players need to benefit. Them getting a college degree doesn't cut it, because name, image, and likeness, because of social media and because of the way that the world works now, it's just as valuable. Mm-hmm. So that's the point of it all. But this is why he is the last one. Okay. The brunt of the NCAA's investigation was into the payments of players. When it hit Pruitt with a showcase in 2023, it ruled that, quote, had been essentially abolished in 2021 by the United States Supreme Court rulings. According to the complaint, paying players has become commonplace in college football with the rising role of NIL and NIL collectives, which are booster-led organizations that are critical in paying top dollar to retain and attract talent.
Like Dave Portnoy buying the LSU boy to Michigan.
100%. Mm-hmm. And this is so valuable because, also remember, at the time, the only reason NIL became a thing was because of the transfer portal. When they allowed college players, to start transferring by going into a portal so easily, it put you at risk, because originally you would be these players would be signing 4-year contracts with universities, mm-hmm. that can be extended if they, are redshirted or are injured and have to, not play for a season, or if there's something like how we had in COVID where those seasons didn't count. So that's why NIL became a thing. And we knew from the time that the transfer portal came to fruition that you were going to have to start paying to keep your players in spot.
Oh, yeah, because why would they say?
Okay.
They're going to pick the better team every time.
And there's one more thing that I screenshotted that I wanted to talk about. After his termination from the University of Tennessee, Jeremy learned that one or more individuals in the UT athletics department or boosters had systematically engaged in making payments to players at the time when NCAA rules did not allow such payments. So boosters and people within the UT athletic department were going ahead before all of this came out and paying players so that way they wouldn't leave when all this scrutiny came to the University of Tennessee, and they didn't include it in the internal investigation that they did or in the NCAA investigation because it was for the benefit of the fucking university.
Yeah. Well, and you know what's so interesting too is that this all happens. And that now he's saying that they have conspired, the NCAA and the University of Tennessee, like to make him his sacrificial lamb.
Yep.
And right after his firing, like he was put on this pedestal to basically to the public be like, okay, it is, look at this, shame, shame. This is not appropriate to be paying these 18-year-old, 17-year-old boys all of this money. And the public's like, oh my God, disgusting. Filth, dirty Tennessee.
These kids don't need cars.
And then they turn around and they're like, because of this, we are now going to pay the players the right way.
Yeah,
the
this
legal
is the right way.
And the public is like, this is the way to do it, Tennessee. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this was.
It's exactly
thing.
how it happened. It was completely a timeline thing. And the worst part of it is that when it was coming down the pipeline, everyone was talking about it. This wasn't just the University of Tennessee that was preparing and making sure that we had deals lined up. And they also weren't the
only school doing this.
No, and they haven't been for as long as college football has been around. Go look at Miami in the 90s. Go look at the University of Tennessee in the 90s. Go look at Alabama a lot, okay? Just
go look at Georgia.
Go look at Georgia. Anyways, all of this to say that I was kind of really crazy mad at first because I was thinking like, okay, this is just going to unearth all the other things and it's just going to bring it back up. But you know what? Let us have a fucking scandal. No press is bad press.
Right.
So
any press is good press.
Any press is good press. So I'll take it.
Yeah.
Speaking of no press is bad press or any press is good press, let's have you. Well, I sent you the TikTok, but we didn't really talk about it. Alex Earl. So we talked about this like what 2 weeks ago on PIPIN Hot Goss.
Yes.
Yeah, I think it was in a PIPIN Hot Goss. Yeah, it was our filler one. It was post St. Patty's Day. Yeah. So we talked about the fact that Unwell, aka Alex Cooper, aka host of Call Her Daddy, released Hot Mess podcast hosted by Alex Earl and Alex Earl from the Unwell Network, which is with SiriusXM.
And we knew a couple months leading into it, there was drama.
There was drama.
There was something going on.
We broke it all down.
We know Daddy was on the podcast, and Daddy's like, I wouldn't be signing those contracts that you guys signed, kind of thing. Like, he was,
and then like that was right before the Super Bowl, and then the Super Bowl happened, and then all the talk came out, and then no one was talking about anything except for what the fuck Alex Earl is wearing at the Super Bowl. And then, boom, it comes out. And the headlines were that she has been dropped by Unwell Network and retained the intellectual property of Hot Mess and got to take her RSS feed with her. And we talked about how that's such a big deal. The last time this happened that was like notable and big was when Call Her Daddy was released by Barstool, and he comes back in today. So last night, right? Last night?
Yeah.
Okay, last night. You want to do this part because I'm actually out of breath.
Yeah, last night. So she posts this TikTok video and she's like, hey guys, like I just want to let you know, like I'm putting a pause on podcasting. She didn't say she wouldn't come back to it, but she said that there's some things going on she can't really get into.
I legally cannot
discuss.
Yeah.
But I am currently not doing the podcast, but you know, I love my listeners. I love you guys that come and see me every week
that we built.
And so I'm going to be doing a YouTube series. Have we got the name of the YouTube series?
So it's just Alex Earl and their weekly vlogs. The one that just came out like last night.
I saw like a snippet of it on her TikTok.
I haven't seen it, but it was about like her family vacation to Universal Studios.
Well,
for
and then
spring break.
also everyone's commenting. They're like, yeah, podcasting is out. YouTube's back in. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Okay, well, good thing we're on YouTube. So go over to YouTube.
Yeah, but like vlog style.
Okay, well, good. I'll be there too. Like, I've been doing that on Patreon. We've been doing that shit.
So
it is kind of back low key.
Yeah. Anyway, they were all like, yeah, it is really back, which is so hard to believe.
I know it was gone for so long, but we're just, you know what, Morgan? We need a knuckle and buckle. We need to put our whole pussies into this shit.
Pop them. Onto YouTube.
Just start let's just start vlogging.
Pop those pussies on YouTube.
Pop those
YouTube pussies right now, because that's what's in and podcasting is out.
Yeah, we'll keep the podcast, but it's just gonna be more.
Yeah.
We'll never quit. We just keep adding on.
We'll just keep adding on. Yeah. So anyway, so she posts this video and everyone in the comments is like, oh my God, TTT. But did you see the lawsuit?
No. So
okay, so there is
about the gem shark.
Yeah.
Okay, I saw that.
So she puts a $1 million lawsuit out because she's saying that they fired her based off of her stance.
So wait, I read into this last night because I was confused because I was like, I haven't heard, like, I feel like if she would have posted that more recently, there would have been a massive
I think
uproar.
it was probably a year ago.
No, it was the day of the initial Hamas attack on the music festival.
Oh.
That day. And like the extended version of it was like, we stand with the people of Israel. This is just like absolutely unbelievable to watch. This should never happen. And like this year, like this day and age, and like women being raped and torn apart. So it was just addressing like the initial thing. And they didn't drop her until when it became like the either or side, because initially it was just that, but then once the lines were drawn in the sand of it all and it became very, very political, that's when they dropped her.
So I'm wondering though, because I know she's suing for what her contract,
and I'm not saying that to like stand up for anybody or about anything. I'm just saying, I'm giving you the facts because it's really important to know that.
Yes, opinions aside.
Yes.
And so I was wondering though, like she's suing for what her contract is worth, $1 million.
Right.
And her contract involved, a couple posts, some photo shoots, apparel wear, things like that. So,
and this is all in the UK. That's why we just only recently heard about it. Gymshark is, I think it's, I don't know if it's UK or if it's Europe, just like European. Maybe it's even fucking Australian for all I know. But it's like
I'm not sure.
Out of the country. That's why we're just now hearing about it.
So did she uphold like pieces of that contract and then never receive the full $1 million? Like was she originally posting? Because like in my back of my mind, like I remember her promoting Gymshark.
She did. So I think the piece of it is because we know how contracts go when it comes to social media and or podcasting. Anything that has to go like this, you have to follow FTC guidelines. But one thing that's like really interesting about how like this space works is we've talked about it plenty of times before, but like once you do something, you don't get paid out to it from it until 90 days following. So that's 3 months. And then before you get paid out, you submit your analytics. If your analytics are below what they wanted, it doesn't matter actually when it comes to a social media post, because they have to pay it no matter what. They purchased that spot on your socials hoping to have like a maximum
reach these impressions.
Yeah, to get to these impressions. So that's why like
podcasting, you just do another one.
Right.
They're like,
make good. We want to make good. Yeah, we didn't hit it, so make good. Like, but social media, like, remember when I got that first deal with Chip and Dale's, and we went out there, and that like second video, I had to post 2 videos on my TikTok. That second video didn't do as well, and I was like, holy shit, they're not going to pay me.
Yeah,
they ended up paying me, and that's when I learned that's how social media posts work.
So clearly though, so this was all that broke yesterday, right?
Yes.
The lawsuit broke yesterday.
2 days ago.
2 days ago. And then she makes this video about podcasting. And so that's what her comments were really filled up about, was
about Gymshark.
Her stance on the situation.
And she's not addressing it.
The Gymshark lawsuit, more so than what the fuck is going on with her IP and RSS feed. Because that to me, seems like she or they were misunderstood, like what, like you can retain this. And then they're like, we never said that you could keep Hot Mess. Like, that's what that seems like to me.
Okay, so I have an update that I don't know if you've heard.
Okay, no, I haven't.
Alex Cooper spoke out on it. She doesn't speak out on shit. She made an Instagram story. I don't know if it's still up. That's what I was trying to look for when we were sitting here talking. So go and find it. But I'll give you the breakdown of essentially what it said, just like the cliff notes of it. I just saw this on TikTok. So apparently Alex Cooper said, hey guys, a lot of you guys are like pissed off at me, coming at me saying that I took away Hot Mess and that's why Alex Earl, but like this has nothing to do with Unwell. It has nothing to do with me. I released her with everything, all the rights to her content because I learned from the best at Presidente.
Exact words are, hi, I see your comments. Alex not being able to podcast has nothing to do with Unwell. IDK, why she can't / what's going on. Unwell gave her everything back. She owns her IP, learned from the best at Stool Presidente. So, okay. So what
something
the fuck?
else is going on.
Maybe she's doing it but she said legally, because I'd be like, okay, maybe she's taking a mental break.
Yeah.
She likes to vlog. She likes the camera more than carrying around a
and
microphone.
that's more her style, to be quite honest. Like, she's not... You know, she doesn't need to be down here in the dumps with us.
But I did see, you know how she interviewed Bethany Frankel?
Yes.
You know who was on Call Her Daddy
and
2
that
weeks
was
ago?
the last one.
Bethany Frankel.
Shut up. And well, see, that's why I thought it was I never watched the full episode of her. I don't really listen to Hot Mess. Like,
I only get clips.
Yeah, I just see like clips, and like whenever she pops up and does like a get ready with me, I'm just enamored by this bitch, to be quite honest. Like, I'll watch it, but I'm not like a staunch follower, even though I know here on Patreon we talk about her a lot, but that's only because of what's been going on recently. Just like we never talked about Blake Lively and Brian Reynolds before all that shit, and never muttered a word about Justin Baldoni prior to everything that went down, and we made it our entire personality on here.
We're still talking
we
about
still
it.
won't shut up about it. But anyways, I just wanted to say that because I know like this is all taboo within itself right now, but it's just something that we've been following, and so we wanted to bring up what's going on with this. The only thing I can think of is that maybe there's another podcast that has that title.
Did we look?
And they're trying to come after her. I didn't look. So I don't, or maybe like a YouTube show. I don't know. Or maybe someone has trademarked Hot Mess, but it's called isn't it called The Hot Mess Podcast? Because that has to do a lot with it.
Well, she's still got her RS or her Apple all fucked up because it's still under Unwell Network.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
That is interesting. No, it's called Hot Mess Podcast. Hot Mess with Alex Earl. So that makes me think there's a Hot Mess elsewhere.
There is a Hot Mess podcast by Matilda Johnson. There's
Matilda
a Hot Mess Habits. None that I like recognize.
None that have enough.
Hot Mess Comedy Hour.
They don't even have
There's
these.
a
don't
Hot
have
Mess
reviews.
radio station.
Okay, that could be it.
Wait, actually, guys, this is really sad because there's so many of these that are brand new. Like after Alex Earl, you just straight up took her name.
Yeah.
And added the word habit or podcast.
Well, that happened to us.
Yeah, it did.
And it still happens to us.
How many creeps and crimes are there now?
Okay, I will say that there is a caveat on this. When we originally decided on the name Creeps and Crimes, I went and I searched, and there was a podcast. There was one single podcast that was called Creeps and Crimes, and it had not posted and not had any activity. The girls quit it like a year before we started doing the podcast.
And we didn't get the name from it, though.
No, we didn't get the
We
name.
just looked
We
it
thought
up.
about the name, and we were like, let's make sure that this isn't
And it was
already
something
a podcast.
else. It was like
Creeps and Crimes with so-and-so.
yeah.
And we wanted it to be Creeps and
Or
Crimes.
like Creepy and Crimey or something, Creepy and Crime or something like that. Like I don't think it was.
No, it was dead ass Creeps and Crimes.
I don't remember that. It's not anymore.
Is it not here
Not a
anymore?
thing
They got rid of it?
We have
I have
Creeps and Crime,
screenshots.
Creeps and Crime Story Time. I remember that one.
No,
coming
those are the
out.
ones that came out after us.
Yeah, I remember that one. Creeps and Coffee, Crime, Creeps and Coffee, Creeps and Creeps, a true crime and paranormal podcast.
That one always throws me off because I think it's someone literally that took our name. Yeah, I think the girls actually deleted
Creeps, unless it was just inactive after 5 years. Apple takes
and
it
it
down.
just like got deleted because
Yeah.
that's the only thing I could think of. Because I still have the screenshots, and I think they still have like Instagram and shit. Let's see. This will be the telltale sign of it all. Creeps and Crimes.
Because I thought it was just like one little thing different at the end. What's the date on that first post?
December 19th is the last post. October 2019 is the first post.
Oh,
So they did it for like 3 months, and then they
maybe
quit.
that's what it was. Because I don't remember ever anything being on Apple, but I think we maybe searched Instagram.
Maybe. Anyways,
doesn't matter.
doesn't matter. It literally does not matter at all. But yeah, so that was that on that. Is there anything else? Do you have anything else you want to talk about?
No, I just would love to know that, T.
I do. I want to know that, T. But
Yeah, I don't really
I
have.
feel like
I've just been like really following along. Like I know like Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco. They did an interview. I haven't watched it yet. I've seen a couple clips. Interested in that.
well, I still haven't watched the 7-part series or whatever on
Yeah.
Hailey Bieber since we talked about it in the last Pipe and Hot Goss.
Yeah, so I you need to follow up on that, and then we'll
need
both
to.
dive into the Selena Gomez because apparently like Benny Blanco was like really
best friends with Justin Bieber.
like from what I'm gathering from the comments is like they both are really difficult people, and that it's actually Haley and Benny that are like angels sent to them. Like, seriously.
Really?
Like, that's kind of what I'm
Well, I would
from
say
the
so,
comments.
because I feel like those two are the only ones that are getting into shit all the time.
So that's interesting. I can't wait to listen to that. And then also Veil Files, they had on, this is if you watched Temptation Island, they had on the main 3, except one couple, which everyone is roasting poor Shantae on TikTok. So Veil Files had on 3 of them, and there's been a lot of drama lately with that little crew. There's been TikTok lives. They're all just like fighting each other. They're exposing screenshot. Like it's like,
just getting disgusting.
Calm down.
Yeah, it's just getting disgusting.
Like, you went on a show to tempt your significant other. It didn't work out. I'm not surprised.
Literally, it's the name of the game here. What are we shocked about here? You literally wanted to watch.
So why
on
are
TV.
you still fighting after the fact? That's at. Oh my God! I watched The Residence on
What is that?
Netflix. It's Shonda Rhimes.
Oh, then I'll be there. I'll be there. Say no more.
Murder in the White House.
So it's literally everything that guys, I know we've talked about it like years ago, me and Morgan and Madison in our college apartment. Scandal. What was the other one?
How to Get Away with Murder.
Get Away with Murder. What was the other one that was like kind of like a spinoff of Scandal? We watched that one.
Like Last Survivor or something like that. I don't remember
Damn it. I can't think of it.
Anyway, it's so good, Taylor. So every single episode, I'm like, because you know how if we watch a show, we'll text, be like, who do you think did it?
Yeah.
Or like, I'll ask her, because I usually will finish them first, and I'll be like, who do you think did it? And I'll be like, oh, close, but not quite.
Yeah.
Or I won't tell her. I'll be like, oh, good one. Because I was thinking the same thing at that part.
Yeah.
At the end of every episode, I had an inkling. I was like, I know who did it. But it switched. They did such a good job. That every episode, I was like, I have no fucking idea. Down to the last 10 minutes of the last episode, I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
no.
I had no idea. Now, I will say it was really drawn out. And like, it's like kind of like a comedy. So not unethical.
Similar to how like Paradise was, where at the end we were like, they're switching the script.
Completely different vibe of Paradise, but like, it's good. It's really good. You just have to give it.
Well, it's Shonda Rhimes. Of course, it's amazing.
Yeah. And like, but the detective is like this like avid bird lover, and so we're constantly. She's going on these like 10 minute. I'm not even kidding. They don't even cut the clips. 10-minute tangents about birds, and like that kind of gets annoying.
Yeah,
but like it also annoys the rest of the crew on the show. They're like, oh, here she fucking goes again. Like it's funny.
Yeah,
but like not in an unethical way.
So they're making jokes and having light spaces where they can.
Yes,
like what we do with Aliens.
Yes.
Okay.
It's really good. Netflix, The Residents, not The Residents.
Are aliens.
Yes.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Well, good. I'm really excited to watch it. Well, I guess we better get to recording your mini, and I swear to God, I will edit Patreon 84 before the end of April.
She's coming.
I swear, I'll get it out. I might not. Maybe I'll just let the audio do its thing, and you guys can fight through it.
I can't remember what my mini is, but I do think it's kind of good. Oh, I have a conspiracy theory. That's what my mini is, and I haven't delivered that in a while. It's
I have a case that was requested from one of our Patreons.
Ooh.
So I was like, I need to do that. So that's what I did. Okay, guys. Well, love you. Thanks for hanging out. Morgan?
What? I
think this is a TBB. We recorded the wrong thing.
You're fucking kidding me right now.
No.
On cam?
On camera.
Dude, our SD card.
The fucking
we don't have
the
storage
computer's
for this.
gonna die. No.